Ex is bat and twirling. We also do pom-poms and marching, formation marching. We do ribbon dancing and bat and twirling. I enjoy the majorettes because I teach them, I organise the whole events, and at the end of the day when they've won something, I can say I actually done that, and to actually see the girls out dancing and doing what they do, I'm just so proud of them all.
To find out what my New Year's resolution is, tune in after the break.
Welcome back to Most Haunted Live from St George's Hall in the heart of the Northwest. And our studio audience are joining in the investigation again tonight, just like our Halloween special. Something will be happening here in the audience in this extraordinary location. It's great to have your company. Don't forget to tell your friends they have Freeview, that we're on Virgin 1 from 9 o'clock tonight, so get in touch with them and let them know. Now, this show is all about you, the fans. The Most Haunted Live fans are extraordinary, and for the next 7 nights we've got some special films about Most Haunted Live fans. Here is film number 1.
Hi, I'm Mandy, I'm from Hayling Island in Hampshire and I'm Most Haunted superfan. Majorettes is bat and twirling. We also do pom-poms and marching, formation marching. We do ribbon dancing and bat and twirling. I enjoy the majorettes because I teach them, I organise the whole events, and at the end of the day when they've won something, I can say I actually done that, and to actually see the girls out dancing and doing what they do, I'm just so proud of them all.
Ready?
The routine that we done for you tonight, we actually made up just yesterday, and some of the girls that are in the routine are like brand new, so they've all really enjoyed doing that routine as well as being part of Most Haunted. We've done the M, the H and the L for the Most Haunted Live, the little man to represent sort of like a ghost, and the I to watch you guys. My whole life revolves around Most Haunted, so that makes me the biggest fan, I think. My whole, like when I do competitions and things like that, if a competition falls on a Most Haunted day, it doesn't happen. Most Haunted's on. My role in it is I'm the coach. I actually teach the girls. I actually do still dance with them. But yeah, my role is mainly to teach the girls and get them through competitions and things like that. I've been to the Most Haunted Live in Bewley, and we didn't actually get into the Portsmouth one, but I actually went down and we sort of stood outside and waved to them when they went past. Favourite Most Haunted episodes have got to be Pendle Hill, although I love them all. So. I think Pendle Hill I like because you didn't actually know what was actually going to happen, and then all of a sudden just the whole crew started passing out, and like it was just so scary, really, really scary.
That is.
My favourite team member is Yvette. She's so funny. I like her because she screams a lot, and I like the way she sort of interacts with the crew and everything, and sort of, she's getting braver now, so she's quite brave.
Stuart.
Should we get a paramedic here?
Most Haunted Lives I like because they're so unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. You can't edit it out like you can with a normal series one. I really enjoy watching Most Haunted Live because you never know what's going to happen. One day they're going to catch that ghost or something like that. I really can't wait for the next Most Haunted Live. At one point I actually thought you guys were going to stop doing it, and I would have died if you did.
So there we are, that's Mandy from Hayling Island, from my part of the world, so that means she's a Hampshire hog just like me. Mandy, thank you very much for that film, and all those lovely young dancers as well, didn't they do well? That's brilliant. More Most Haunted Live fans, super fans, uber fans on the show over the next 7 nights. Let's meet some fans out in the audience right now who've joined us here. We're going to have a chat with them. Let's go and say hello to Richard and Kimberly. Richard and Kimberly, good evening. Hi, Kimberly. I think you are definitely a super fan. Tell me about your experience at our last live in North Wales.
We only had standby tickets, so we had to come down, and we waited for 3 hours in the rain with my friend down here.
And how cold was it in North Wales?
Freezing.
Yeah.
Freezing.
Right. And when you're a standby ticket person, it's all a bit scary because you don't know whether you're going. It's not just because the show's scary. You don't know we're going to get in, do you?
We were told not. We couldn't get in and we had to go home, but we thought we'd give it another go, and we came down 2 hours to the end and we got in for 2 hours.
And I found that last live one of the scariest we've ever done. I think because it was all happening around us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what was the sort of scariest part of the night for you?
It was actually when we actually got in, we were stood next to a room, which was quite scary at the back of us.
Well, let's meet our other super fan here tonight. It's Richard. Hi, Richard.
Hi.
And you're from around here, aren't you?
Yeah, I live in the Wirral, but I'm originally from Northern Ireland.
Right. And what's it like to have the show in your home city?
It's good, really.
Yeah.
Just different.
It'd be interesting to sort of see places that you know that we're investigating.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a big fan of going to the theatre, I know
Yeah.
that, which is one of your fans, and obviously a big fan of Most Haunted Live.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, it's just because I'm sort of sceptical as well. It's sort of, if things happen, I can watch and go, how did that happen? And then I'll go, oh, that might have been somebody moving that.
So would you say you're an open-minded sceptic, kind of
Yeah.
thing? Right. What about you, Kimberly?
I'm kind of open-minded.
Right. So you're waiting to be convinced some more tonight,
Definitely, yeah?
Right, well, it's lovely to meet you. Kimberly and Richard, give them a round of applause. Right, now, Interactive is humming. Thank you very much indeed for all your messages coming in thick and fast. Sarah in Wallasey says, very excited about tonight's show. I hope to be in the audience on Tuesday. She can't wait. Hope the team find what they're looking for tonight. Alex and Emma in the Netherlands, great to hear from you. They say, we're looking forward to this instalment of Most Haunted Live. Good luck to all the team and stay safe is the message. Hello team, says Jade Louise in Oxford. I watch the Most Haunted Live shows, big fan of the live shows. Always glued to the screen. Good luck tonight. Hope it's as thrilling as the Halloween North Wales special. I'm sure it will be, so keep watching. Debbie in Lancashire, good luck to the team tonight. I have a feeling that something different and exciting is going to happen this evening. Have to keep watching to find out. Kim and Nigel from Wales say, we're so excited for this week's live shows. Can't believe we're doing another 7-night run. You're all very brave. Looking forward to every single night. Kim and Nigel, thank you very much for that message. And David in Ashford in Kent says, I'd just like to say I've been following Most Haunted Live and Most Haunted since the beginning. It's my favourite show. And here's one from Australia. Mark and Kate, good evening to you, or maybe it's good morning to you. Can't wait for the show. We'll be setting the alarm to watch the webcams early in the morning in Australia. Good luck to all the team. And one more from my part of the world, Emma in Southampton. So we'd like to wish all the team best of luck. I'll be watching tonight's show with my husband Darren and my dog Bruno. Don't forget to let me know, by the way, if you have pets reacting to the show, because we love all that kind of thing. Right, there's a lot more to come in a few minutes' time. Don't forget the main investigation starts at 9 o'clock right here on Living. See you in a few minutes. Don't go away.
I thought it would be nice to write a couple of local stories about Liverpool and about the paranormal activity in Liverpool. Basically, that's what fascinated me, all the different stories and my interpretation of them.
Join us after the break and find out what my New Year's resolution is. My New Year's resolution was different from last year. This one was to have no New Year's resolutions.
Welcome back to Most Haunted Live in the heart of the Northwest as we begin our 7-night investigation searching for 7 manifestations of evil. What will we find over the next 7 nights? Our investigation begins proper at 9 o'clock tonight. And by the way, if you've got friends with Freeview, give them a call because we're going to be on Virgin 1 as well tonight at 9 on Freeview 2. So that's going to be good stuff, isn't it? Now, let's say hello to the captain of Most Haunted Live. I'm his first mate. It's Paul Ross!
First mate and best mate. Very good, how you doing?
Nice to see you, mate.
Although I like to think that you're the admiral who steers us and keeps an eye on me between 9 and 12, because you're with us for the whole show.
Yeah,
it's your
you're
show.
Very kind. You're very kind. Paul, before we talk about the next 7 nights, I've got to ask you, because we've got questions. I mean, Ian in Suffolk is just one of many. After getting locked in the fridge, Do you think you could overcome any ghosts and ghouls now? And did it kind of change your perception of this whole experience?
I must say, I was shaking like a leaf when they locked me in that freezer up there in North Wales. But I found it scarier to be outside on the slab, and without being too graphic, where they used to carry out the post-mortem examinations.
Yes.
And although it was all clean and hygienic, it hadn't been used for some time, and it was very scary indeed. And a good friend of mine's in the audience tonight, Graham, who sent me a text after, who said, "You took it like a commando." And I hope I did, but I never want to do it again. It was a fantastic experience, and it did change my sense of, because sometimes I look at the show and you see the night vision and you think, well, it's only a noise, but everything's magnified in the dark, and it was completely dark.
And actually, that's another question. I get asked this all the time about night vision. You really can't see anything.
No.
Can you just explain?
I mean, I've
that
watched
to
in
people?
telly a long time, and you get used to on cameras, a little red light will go on. You see nothing like that. You are completely in the dark. And I was really worried. I know they never do it, but I also had this fixation, knowing what a joker Carl can be, and Stuart egging him on. I thought they were going to play some horrible practical joke on me, and I was more nervous about that. They coming in masked. In fact, it was scarier to be there with the real experience. And what an amazing location that was. I mean,
incredible.
but this takes some beating.
Which brings me on to the next 7 nights, and here we are. We were just talking about Edinburgh, this is a similar kind of thing, but I mean, it's extraordinary building, isn't it?
It's a remarkable, it's a testament to when Liverpool, obviously this year ends its time today as City of Culture, European City of Culture, an amazingly cultured city with some of the most beautiful buildings in the smallest space of any city in Europe, and this has got to be the creme de la creme. It's amazing, St George's Hall.
And I'm told it's one of the first buildings in Britain to have air conditioning.
Yeah, there's this huge, almost cathedral-like cavern beneath, and a hidden floor, and all the ducts and pipes and stuff used to work. It's a fascinating building, beautiful. And I think it's got one of the biggest mosaic floors in the world, I've been told. Some of it has to be covered to be safe. It's a beautiful building.
We mentioned earlier about doing things in the audience, and that was sort of new departure for the last show, and I gather there's more planned for the next 7 nights.
I think they're starting tonight with something very special indeed, in the very heart of the audience there. And again, and the audience are fantastic here, they understand the show absolutely. Unusually, often we start with a celebration, a big round of applause. We are going to need absolute quiet and concentration, certainly for the first 15 minutes after 9 o'clock, because the experiment, the seance, is in the heart of the audience.
Shall we just quickly ask them? Shall we quickly ask the audience? Audience, are you scared? It's the answer, isn't that interesting?
Yes.
So many people come to the show, they're up for it, aren't they?
And again, Yvette, if she hears people sigh or sense them, she'll want to go and talk to them. So it's genuine live TV there. So an awful lot of live TV, they do their best to make it look like it's been rehearsed and edited. No, this is going to be genuinely live. Anything can happen.
Well, look, Paul, stay there, because a medium and relative newcomer to Most Haunted Live, Billy Roberts, no stranger, though, to this part of the world. In fact, we've asked him to do a film for us about the unusual features and history of this area. Have a look at this.
My earliest recollections of being mediumistic go back to when I was 3. Seeing dead people seemed to be commonplace to me. She's very malevolent. When Carl invited me to join, I felt a rush of excitement, I must admit. It was an unknown quantity to me. I didn't know what to expect. And so when I went on the Haunted Live, it was a completely new experience. Having been a professional medium for over 25 years, this was something I'd never encountered before. And it was an experience, a cold experience, as you know, at the asylum, but a nice experience that I'm still mulling over in my mind. So I'm excited and looking forward to the next one. I thought it would be nice to write a couple of local stories about Liverpool and about the paranormal activity in Liverpool. Basically, that's what fascinated me, all the different stories and my interpretation of them. The face of Liverpool has changed dramatically, but when you look at the architecture in this part of Liverpool, the Walker Art Gallery, St George's Hall, the museum, it's incredible. It's fascinating when you look at the way these magnificent edifices were actually constructed. And it's very atmospheric from a mediumistic point of view. Not that I'm walking around all the time seeing so-called dead people, but occasionally I glimpse things which are like a portal into the past, the history, and it's quite fascinating. Now, St George's Hall was built on the site of the very first Royal Infirmary Hospital, and it was designed by a young architect by the name of Harvey Lonsdale Elms. Now, work on St George's Hall was begun in 1841, but unfortunately the young architect didn't live to see his design completed. In 1847, Harvey Lonsdale Elms died of consumption in Jamaica at the young age of 34. A lot of people believe that the ghost of Harvey Lonsdale Elms is one ghost of many that roam the corridors of St. George's Hall today, perhaps in protest that his design was not finished to his specific specifications. At the rear of St. George's Hall is the beautiful landscape gardens. These gardens are located on the site of St. John's Church and burial ground. People strolling through the gardens today are completely oblivious to the fact that below the ground upon which they are walking lie the remains of thousands of Liverpool people, as well as French prisoners taken in the Napoleonic War. So even in that small portion of Liverpool, you can never tell who or what is watching you.
Very fascinating film, and I just want to say many thanks to the Walker Art Gallery for their cooperation in making that film. Thanks, guys, brilliant. Well, here they are, joining us on stage. You've just seen him, Billy Roberts, also Most Haunted Lives resident medium Brian Shepherd, and Paul Ross. Good evening, gentlemen. So, Billy, that's fascinating. I mean, tell me a bit more about that whole experience of going there and so on.
Well, I've actually been here before. We did an overnight vigil some years ago. But the whole area is very atmospheric. As I said, you know, it's quite a nice feeling.
Yeah?
Spooky.
It's interesting you say nice. I mean, is it also a little, has it got some other things going on for you?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's one of these buildings, this particular building. Everywhere you walk, there's something. You'll pick something up. So I'm looking forward to this evening.
Right. The theme is seven manifestations of evil. Are you getting any kind of vibes on that?
Well, I mean, the Liverpool Assizes were notorious for, they sent a lot of famous murderers to the gallows. Some very malevolent people were tried here. One of the most famous ones was Florence Maybrick, who was allegedly the wife of who they thought was Jack the Ripper. But she was reprieved at the last minute and went back to America. But there've been many others who've been tried and sent to the gallows here. So I'm sure that something will be picked up.
A real bit of history.
Yeah.
Brian, just your quick thoughts. Lovely to see you, by the way. Welcome back. Quick thoughts on this whole concept of seven manifestations of evil over the next 7 nights.
Yeah, once again, you know, like Billy, I mean, this is a very interesting area then. Especially the building we're in today. As soon as I walked in here, you're asking, you know, to Billy, had he picked up anything? Was there anything to pick up? There certainly was. It amazed me how quick it was as well, coming through. But back down through time almost, you know, reaching out to me.
And we're going to actually be looking at some of your extraordinary psychic art again. No, believe me, it's amazing in a few minutes' time. Paul, quick thought from you on this sort of 7 nights of manifestations of evil.
It's going to be a draining night for the team. They need a lot of stamina for 7 nights of investigations, as I know the guys do. I've seen Brian in particular. I mean, when you've come back on some of the vigils, he's been very tired indeed. But I have seen something, and I'm not gifted, I have seen something remarkable tonight. You will see it after 9. You will not believe the dress Leslie Smith is wearing tonight. That's all I'm saying.
Watch.
Out of this world.
Now let's go to the phones, and we're off to Birkenhead, just down the road. Alan is there. Evening, Alan.
Hi, Julian.
Hi, mate. What's your question?
My question is, which horror or supernatural character do you most like to all 3?
So what horror or supernatural character are you most like? We'll start with you, Brian.
Am I most like?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you who I most like, or it sticks in my mind, and that's that kind of, it's a very 1930s movie, that Nosferatu. do you know what I'm talking
We've
about?
got the haircut, haven't we?
You got it.
Right,
you know,
okay,
it's
good
long
one.
kind of thing. Yeah.
So Brian's going for Nosferatu. What about you, Billy?
I don't know who I'm like, but I'd like to be like Spring-Heeled Jack.
All right.
Able to sprint over buildings.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that would be, I think that would be good.
Now, movie aficionado, I can't wait for your answer.
Well, I tell you, I'd love
Ross.
to be. I would love to be. I wouldn't be brave enough, but I'd love to be like Van Helsing, the vampire hunter, the man who controls all the demons. That would be the great one. But a modern Van Helsing, like the character Philip Bannister plays in the new series Demons, with all the modern gadgets and stuff, that'd be fantastic.
Right, Alan, thank you for the question. How are you watching the show tonight? On your own or with family or friends having a Most Haunted Live party?
Just at home with the family, yeah.
Right.
Just curled up, yeah.